Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot, the audio edition. This is the tarot reading that focuses exclusively on your ability, your power to manifest. Now, we all manifest all the time. You know, in the course of a day, you go, geez, I was just thinking of him and I got a phone call. Or, I was just thinking about that thing and I run across it at the store or whatever. You have these little quote-unquote coincidences. Well, that's manifesting, but on a very subtle level. And because of that, it tends to work quite well. The difficulty is when we get to the point of actually wanting to manifest something that matters to us, something that means to us, something that we're really invested in or would like to be. That's when we start to kind of lose track. So the whole purpose of this reading is to get you back on track. So all you're going to see for the next 12 minutes or so is this one picture on the screen. This is the tarot spread. That's it. I want to minimize the amount of visual stimulation. Visual stimulation diffuses your mind. You lose your focus. More importantly, if you're looking at action on a two-dimensional screen, you are automatically a spectator. You are not a participator. I know you could have a game and be playing a game that doesn't make any difference. You are still the participator mode or the spectator mode. This is closing down visual stimulation so that you become the participator. You're the one on the playing field called your life. You're the one that's making the moves. So everything is aimed at enhancing your ability to create the pictures in your head, not on the screen, in your head. My job is to inspire you. You see on the screen two rows, middle card up front, middle card in back. That's the first and last card, or those are the first and last cards of the reading. We begin up front with the Oracle card, To Be Fair. Wow. And as you look at the card, it appears to be a lady wearing a crown of some sort with an owl on it. Owl indicates wisdom, intuition. And then she has 4 arms, 2 on a side. The key here is the balance. Everything is balanced, and it's being controlled by the owl or her wisdom, her subconscious. So in essence, she's doing this on her own. She is literally a participator, not a spectator. So let's talk about this idea of to be fair with yourself. I begin with a quote from Khalil Gibran. Quote, "And God said, love your enemy. And I obeyed him. I loved myself." That is a very powerful statement, because for all of us, our number one enemy is ourselves. We invariably sabotage ourselves in one way or another. Virtually all of it comes from our upbringing. From the time we're born to about 6-7 years of age, we are literally an open book. We don't have any original thought or idea. We just absorb everything that we see and hear. It gives us an idea of what society is like and what our place is. For good or bad, that's the way it is. That's why you notice kids around 6 or 7, they go, oh, there's no Santa Claus. Oops, that's the clue. Their mind now is beginning to engage. It's shutting down. It'll take to about the age of 10 before they finally lock it and close it, and you spend the rest of your life dealing with those first 6 or 7 years of programming. So the idea of working with ourselves, as Khalil Gibran said, love your enemy. God tells us to love your enemy. So he says, I obeyed him and I loved myself. Very, very important. And in fact, the first card, bottom left, 5 of Cups. Here you see somebody who does not love themselves. They're looking at 3 cups that are spilled in front of him. There are 2 full cups behind, and if he looks a little bit over to the edge there, there's a bridge, and then there's the castle. The castle is where he wants to go. The bridge is how he's going to get there. All he has to do is turn around, pick up the 2 cups, and go. But that's too much. That's too much. He's not loving himself. He's not loving his biggest enemy. Next card over, King of Cups, who again, the kings make the proclamations. King of Cups, loving, wise, tolerant, caring, and a very subtle energy. If you are in love, or if you have been in love in your life, you can almost do anything. You're on fire. Life is so electric. It's amazing. That's what the king says you have to do. That's what Khalil Gibran tells you to do. Love your enemy. Love yourself. Don't be the Five of Cups. See the best in you. That's the Sun card. The Sun card enlightens everything and everybody around it. It clarifies. There's a vitality, there's an energy to the sun. Loving yourself, loving your enemy, your dark side, will give you sunshine in your life. Nothing like a bright, sunshiny day, pure blue sky. If they don't have those little trails up there in the thing, you get one of those days rare when just blue sky, beautiful, brilliant sunshine. Nothing like it, huh? That's what the sun brings to you when you love yourself. Be fair with yourself. That's the point. You're not perfect. Don't try to be, but always work to becoming better. That's justice. That's the next card on the bottom row. Justice is fairness. It's logic. It's truth. It's balance. It's equal give and take. No, you're not perfect. None of us is. But be gentle, be loving, be supportive. You can do this. But it all begins with how you feel about you. Up top, card on the left, Five of Wands. Wands are positivity, enthusiasm, excitement. They're energy. Five of Wands is bickering. We all spend a good part of our life arguing with ourselves. Could have done this, should have done this. You know, if I just only... We don't cut ourselves any slack, because that would mean to have to open up a wound and take a look at it. We don't want the pain. We're getting pain anyway. But rather than dealing with the issue, Five of Wands says, you just make a lot of noise, waste a lot of energy. What you have to do is be the Hierophant in your life. The Hierophant in the traditional tarot deck is the Pope of the tarot. That's the way they referred to him. In other words, he's the big organization in your life, your belief systems, your group identification. How do you see yourself? Because the way I see myself, the way you see yourself, is what other people have told you about you. And the battle of life is digging through all of that to find the real you. That's hard, because you're going against that programming. And you haven't learned to give and take equally with yourself. When you're wrong, you make the corrections. You don't beat yourself up. You go, okay, I didn't get this right. Let me look for options if I don't know options, but be open. In other words, you have to find your own belief system. Don't just necessarily stay with what you were told. It may be fine, but you have to examine. And most people, they don't want to look. They don't want, just in case I see something that I don't want to see. A lot of that going on these days. Don't tell me the truth. Don't tell me the truth. It's scary. Truth is going to set you free. You have to be fair with yourself. You got to love the enemy inside of you. Give and take. Next card up, Star card. That's healing. Pure and simple. Hope, guidance, generosity, inspiration. By you deciding to take charge of your life, take responsibility for your life, dig in gently. Give yourself credit when you deserve it. Take whatever effective action you need to fix and make yourself better, because the journey is for you to find the real you. Not what you've been told by society or your family, but the real you. That's why your family often are people not in your own genetic family. They're other people. The journey for all of us is to find the real us. And that's where we end up with the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is not reaching nirvana, it's seeing it. You can see it, you can smell it, you can taste it, you can picture it, you can feel it. That place called home. And it's inside of you right now. Final card, vice versa card, middle up top. Three of Cups. How you get this idea of being fair with yourself, how you get to love the enemy inside of you, inside of each of us, the equal give and take in life, is by connecting your mind, your body, and your spirit. Three. The three of love. Mind, body, spirit. Again, our journey in life, material stuff aside, is to find the real us. To be fair. And the only way we're going to do it is with equal give and take in ourselves. A balance. Like Gibran said, God tells us, love your enemy. So I obeyed him, and I loved myself. You do the same. That's the reading for today. Back tomorrow again with another Tao Manifested Tarot reading. Hope you're here with me. If not, between now and the next time we get together, peace and blessings.